I hate to say this, but I do feel we're going to be seeing this car for a few more years. 2022 won't be the last of this car. You are tapped into the right place. Rubus_3 bringing you another video, man. Appreciate y'all tuning in to the channel. New viewers, man, thank y'all for tapping in. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe to the channel. Check out some of my old videos so you can get up to date as to what we do on this channel. Car meets, car related stuff, all that happens on the channel, man. Make sure y'all locking in for the long haul. Want y'all to be a part of the family. You feel me on that? Returning viewers, man, can't thank y'all enough for continuing to rock with your boy on this YouTube journey, man. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Let's keep it going, man. Let's go ahead and push this thing up to the next level, man. So let's go ahead and get into the topic of today's video. You see the title, you see the thumbnail. I know I made a video on this topic. I said that in 2022 Dodge will be, or let me rephrase that, as early as 2022 Dodge will be giving us a redesigned Challenger, at least redesigned Charger. We're gonna get all of that 2022. As today stands, it is now 2021. We're just about halfway through the year, and I do not think that we're going to get any sort of redesign of this car next year. We're probably only going to get small changes, but I don't think we're going to get a complete overhaul next year. And I'm gonna give you on this video, I'm gonna give you 3 reasons why I feel that's going to happen. Right now, we are, like I said, halfway through the year. By now, we would at least seen some kind of spy shots of some kind of new Charger or Challenger riding around, being tested, getting ready for the 2022 release. We haven't seen that yet. Here are the 3 reasons why we are not getting a complete redesign in 2022. The first reason is going to be probably the most obvious reason. COVID, man. COVID really put a lot of the car manufacturers and a lot of the manufacturer parts in a bad place, put them behind in production. Also, COVID is probably one of the reasons why the used car market is so crazy right now, because there is a short supply of cars in general. There are not enough new cars sitting on a lot of these dealership lots. Like, if, for example, go to any dealership lot close to you or wherever, and notice the dealership lots are bare, they're naked, they're empty just about. There's not a lot of new cars there. Dealerships are paying or overpaying a good amount for used cars. So that's why you see a lot of people right now getting rid of their older cars, because dealerships want these cars because of the fact that they don't have a supply. They are having trouble, the manufacturers, I mean, are having trouble keeping up with supply for a car that's already been in production for some years. Now let's throw into the mix of them trying to put in production a brand new car. It will be very, very, very difficult for them to keep up with the demand that the new car will bring. There'll be a lot of people trading in the cars, trying to upgrade to the latest 2022 car with a complete redesign, and that's gonna definitely cause some issues there. They probably won't be able to sell them like they want. They'll be completely behind for the whole time, probably the whole year. On top of that, when you are designing a new car, usually with the new car, you're testing out new technology. You're putting new technology into the car. You're putting maybe new parts, new materials possibly into the car, putting a whole new design into the car, probably like a new chassis you got to do, maybe new suspension you're trying to put into the car, and all that has to be tested. Generally, a lot of that stuff that's going to be tested into the new car would be tested like way in advance, like probably like 2020-ish, where they start testing those new parts and pieces and finding the different things that they want to do with the car. Like I said, 2020, COVID hit and slowed down everyone. Like, a lot of people were working from home, manufacturing for new cars slowed down, a lot of things happened. So if they were testing out something new for 2020 to release in 2022, that definitely got put on hold. So that'd be another reason right there, COVID delaying a lot of the manufacturing, delaying a lot of the research and development for a new chassis, for new parts and all that type of stuff. So that's going to be reason number 1. Reason number 2 that we are not going to get a redesign of the Charger and Challenger in 2022. This is going to be a pretty big thing. This is something that's been talked about and mentioned in a lot of news articles. If you have been living under a rock, there's been a big push to take a lot of these gasoline engine powered cars off the road and moving into hybrids and electrics and things like that, right? Full electric cars, right? If you're gonna take this car and turn it into a hybrid or electric, you're gonna have to do a lot of redesign on this car. You're gonna have to do some chassis changes. The body's gonna have to change. You have to do a lot of changes with the car, right? It doesn't make sense for Dodge to come out, redesign this car for the normal engines that it has now, and then have to come back a couple years later and redesign it again for the electric cars. That does not make sense. It takes a lot of money to sit here and do the R&D for these new cars. So I don't anticipate Dodge changing up anything with these cars until they are forced to go the electric route. Now, if for some reason electric cars get pushed back, then okay, we might see them go ahead and do the redesign on the car. As long as that full electric push is being pushed out to everybody, they're probably gonna hold tight with what they got. We probably would get like small changes. We'll get new wheels. We'll maybe get like a new bumper. We might get a little bit new stuff on the tail lights or something like that. But as far as the chassis, this is probably what we're gonna have until they go to the electric side of things. So that's gonna be reason number 2. All right, reason number 3, and the final reason here. This is why Dodge really hesitant on changing up this car any. There's been a lot of complaints about this car. Too big, it's too heavy, we need more power. The list goes on and on and on, right? Despite all of those complaints, despite all that negative things that are being said about the car, these things still sell. These cars sell really, really well. People are buying these cars off the used market like left and right, no matter what. People are going out buying new cars like this left and right. Like, it's crazy. These cars are really, really, really popular. And one thing in business that you do is if you find something that works, you do not change it. You may make small tweaks here and there, but you don't sit there and change everything, right? Let's take, for example, the Chevy, right? Chevy Camaro. They redesigned their front end, redesigned their car, and people hated it. People hated that car when they did the redesign on it. Granted, the Z01 probably has the best styling on all the trims of Camaros that they have out now, but the lower trims didn't look as good as some of the past cars. A lot of people hated it, bought other cars, or said they're not buying another Camaro because of that redesign that they did. Dodge has hit the styling on this car out of the park. They have done it perfectly. Granted, you can say it's a boat, it's heavy, it's whatever. There's a lot of issues with the car. There's a lot of things that people hate about the car, but people still buy these cars despite that. People still buy these heavy cars. People still buy these underpowered cars and things like that because the styling is like nothing else out there. There's not a single car that looks like this. You can't think about it. Maybe you can say the same with the Mustang Camaros, but this is in a league of its own. No car on the road has this much retro styling and mixed it with the modern day twist as this car has, especially the Challenger. The Charger, not as much, but still. Actually, let's jump into the Charger real quick. There's no other car for the price point that the Charger is that has the power that it has that's in its class. Granted, you can find a car that's a 4-door car, sedan, that's just as powerful, but you're gonna be paying a whole lot more for that car versus the Charger. I mean, you're getting into BMWs, you're getting into Audis, you're getting into that kind of range of things with similar power. Ford does not offer a 4-door V8 car. I think they used to. I don't think they anymore. I can't think of the name of the car. Someone's gonna tell me down in the comment. I swear Ford had one. But nonetheless, let's go to Chevy. Chevy does not have a 4-door car with the V8 engine. They used to have the Chevy SS. The GM as a whole, it had the Pontiac GTO, things like that. But they no longer have those cars, right? They no longer have those cars. Like Dodge right now has stuff that can that can appeal to anybody that's looking for a V8 muscle car, right? You got the 2-door coupe in the Challenger. You got the 4-door sedan in the Charger. So you got something for everyone. And Dodge is going to be very slow to change that because it is working so well. These cars are selling well. You're seeing more and more of these on the road. If I'm not mistaken, I think Camaro is going to stop production on that car. I mean, Chevy's going to stop production on the Camaro here soon. Ford has already said they may be going to the full electric route with the Mustang Mach-E. They totally rebranded that whole name. Dodge, they're like, nah, we're gonna keep with our bread and butter. We're gonna keep producing these heavy cars, these big heavy cars that people love to hate, but people still gonna buy these cars. I mean, look, like when you look at the back of this car, like you can't think of any other car that looks like this. No other car that looks like this. Nothing looks like this, right? Look at the side, the profile. This car does not remind you of any other car on the road right now. Walk around to the front. Nothing on the front of this car looks like something you've seen before. Nothing. It's unique. It's different. And that's why Dodge is not going to be very quick to change it up. I hate to say this, but I do feel we're going to be seeing this car for a few more years. 2022 won't be the last of this car. I would say 2021 won't be the last of this car. I think 2022 is pretty much going to be the same car. I don't foresee any big changes with the car. The biggest thing we might see something new on the front grille, maybe the tail lights. But interior, what we got is going to be the same. I don't think anything is going to, come about that's going to be new. So it sucks, yeah, but they're still going to sell. People are still going to buy a 2022 Dodge Charger Challenger, and it's going to look just like the 2015s. But granted, things with them not changing, this is pretty good for the people that bought these cars, right? Because with my car, you cannot tell what year my car is just by looking at it. You know it is at least a 2015 just by the tail lights and the headlights. You know it's a 2015 at least. We don't know it's a 2015, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. You don't know that till I tell you. Mine is a 2015. I have a 2015. I got this car when it first came out with the new body style, right? And a lot of people, you can't tell the difference. You can't tell the difference at all, right? For those of us that have this body style currently, we're sitting pretty good because they don't change it. You don't know when your body, you don't know when this car is made. I could tell someone this is a 2020 and they'll believe me. This is going to wrap up today's video. A little short video. I want to bring in this information as I'm sitting here looking at the landscape of Dodge and seeing what's coming up, man. We halfway through the year, like I said, and there has been no hint that they're coming out with a new body style or a new chassis or anything. So like I said, this is going to be here to stay at least for a couple more years, at least till they get the electric cars or whatever they're going to do with that. But it sucks. Let me know your thoughts on that, guys. I want to know what you guys think. Is it time for Dodge to change it up? I know a lot of y'all will say yes, Dodge needs to change it up. Will that happen? Nah. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. And Dodge is standing by that, man. Thank y'all for tapping into the video. We're going to catch y'all on the next one. We are out. Cut it.